All right, guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another Relentless Trading recap. So today I got a bit of a different view. I thought about doing things like this before, but I finally got around to it. Show you guys a little bit of my background, what you actually, what I actually see, which is what's behind me here, of course, the full on setup, right? So today we're going to do a quick recap here. We're going to talk about how the day went. We're going to talk about some of the opportunities that came. We're going to talk about how we could have done extremely better, right? We're only ending this day up about $900, and I think we did give a little bit off the top after the live stream. Yeah, 828.99. But this was a day to be up like 3 or 4 thousand, believe it or not. And a lot of it really had to do with aggression, right? There's something that I say a lot, which is to always take every single entry that I see, no matter what. Do not hesitate. If the trade looks good in the moment, take it. But sometimes it's very difficult to do because you do come into that zone where the breakout or the dip could be happening with baggage. Whether you start the day red, whether the stock has been moving a particular type of way and your expectations is not quite where it needs to be for, the aggression to jump in, and you end up missing trades. And even some stocks on top of that, all going up and not really dipping, just grinding higher and higher and higher. So let's talk about XHG, which was one of our top stocks today. This one ended up going from lows of about $1 to a high of 3, and you can see as of right now it's down to 28 cents. Absolutely miserable in that drop. And this seems on the the 3 minute chart here, without a green candle, right? It's on the 5 minute chart here as well, without a green candle. This is a testament really to how risky day trading is, and why we have to pay attention for breaking news such as secondary offerings. Without even looking at the headline right now, I can tell that this is a secondary offering. That's the only thing that'll get a stock to drop this much this quickly right away, right? Now, with that being said, earlier we did have a lot of good opportunities, right? If we're to zoom in here on the chart and we really pay attention to the red to green, we've been seeing that our main gappers have been failing miserably over the last couple of weeks. But from time to time, we're seeing some of them hold up through the turbulence of the open and then continue. And so from, let's say 10 a.m., this thing came alive and we got up to 182 and then eventually 197, and it started preparing itself for the break of $2 here. Note that it does give this small baby pullback in here, which is crucial, right? We went from about, what was that, 97 to a low of 92, and then it curled up. So let's see, did it actually? I could be wrong. Maybe it went over 2 before giving that dip, but anyhows, it did break out nicely, and this area did align a lot with the pre-market high, which was of course 228, right? So as we got over the level, we kind of just surged up, from 210 to 233. The halt up at the time was absolutely incredible. Volume between 2 and 209, 211 was a little slower, but the moment this thing got to 11, 12, 13, volume started going crazy, and it held up that level of 210. I should have jumped in aggressively. I should have jumped in. But I kind of got caught off guard as to how it was moving prior to, right? But again, it's why in the moment we have to be reactive and take all the trades that we see, because this thing just ripped up 20 cents. If I'm in there, even just 2,500 shares, well, hello, a sweet 550, right? $600, just like that. So it ended up giving this incredible move. And again, in terms of the pullbacks, pretty tight. From 36, we dropped down to 20. And I did try to buy the dip, but it wasn't the immediate bounce. I needed to give it maybe another 15 seconds off that low. If we're to come down here in the log, low point of 19 at 10:04 a.m. Let's bring it back, right? 10:04 a.m. So it flushes down. It flushes down from 33, false halt. I try to take the dip at 22. It's not an immediate bounce, and it also pulls back a little lower. As you guys saw, the low was actually 19, right? So from there, it did curl up some more, and I had trouble today. This is something else I want to talk about. Trying to trade two stocks at once, man. We had two strong stocks in XHG and DUO, and I didn't do a great job just focusing on one. You know, I'd look in the side of my eye, see the other one in the area, and I try to take trades, especially since I missed this kind of a move. But it's just not the right thing to be doing. It's better to just focus on one. And if I had done that, I would have done better than I did, right? So sometimes having multiple level 2s, as you guys will see behind me here, you know, sometimes it comes with its own challenges, right? So I did try for DUO, and then I'm back on XGH. You know, I got back up there to 33, or let's say 30. I'm going to try for break of 33. I got chopped out right here. The moment I'm out, it gets back to 30 and rips to 38, 39. And so, you know, these areas here are pretty key. Actually, no, it looks like I caught, looks like I caught 28 to 37. Okay, we did catch a trade in there, which was good. It's going to dip. We tried to take the dip back off of 30, but the way how we came down and how tight the move was, we were not super certain, and it ended up going without us here. So if we come over to 10 in this area here, you can see we ended up going from a low of 28 to a high of 60. This stock was super strong, man. The stock was super strong, but sometimes you got to shift gears quickly and match the intensity of the stock, right? Not necessarily fighting fire with fire, but hey, this thing is blazing. I'm going to make sure to put on the proper equipment and come with the proper gear so I can extinguish, right? I want to see steam, putting out those flames, coming with your own inner, you know. I don't know where I was going with that. I have no idea where I was going with that, but okay. Back to the recap. So anyhow, we ended up having a pullback from highs of 66 down to about 20, and then it ended up breaking down, and I thought it was done right there. It ended up curling back up over 40 and got to a new high of 89. That was pretty impressive. And sometimes the pullbacks are so long. I mean, from 10:30 all the way till 11:40, really, until we retest this level of 270, right? So that was a little disappointing there for XGH, that we weren't able to get over the whole dollar. This area did provide an opportunity as well if you were aggressive. Up at 70, it teleported up to $3. If you were long around 68, 70 for the anticipation of the breakout, you could have caught the move up. It dipped down to about 39, and from 39 bounced up to 50. But you have to be aggressive to be in for these trades. At best, I was only green $200 in the stock, which really should never be the case for a move this strong. And then from there, as you guys saw, into the afternoon, there was an offering, and hopefully nobody in our chat room got caught here, because this is absolutely brutal. You know, maybe you could have been watching it for break of like 70 again. Maybe you're in at 250, 260, but hopefully you kept your stops tight if you were trading it, and hopefully nobody got caught, because this type of thing is what can blow up an account. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it can be brutal. And for short sellers who did go short, congratulations, right? If you're short up there, $2.90, $3, $2.60, $2.70, $2.50, whatever it is. I mean, this is a short seller's dream, and of course the ones who might have covered early at, like, you know, maybe $1.90, $2 for a dollar share, they're probably kicking themselves just a little bit, because, you know, I mean, to go to 29 cents is insane. So that was XHG. DUO, you know, luckily this one did come along. We were able to do a little bit better on this, and it looks like it's moving up right now, actually. Well, my level 2 is behind me, so I don't think I'll be taking any trades here. But okay, not bad. So DUO, this is the one that we did a little bit better on, and you can see the front side move here was much more extravagant. At our highs, we were up about 1,600 on it. We did give back a little off the top. But I mean, this one was really impressive. Also starting around 10 a.m. So you can see both of these stocks essentially started taking off around the same time. This one going from about 184 from 10 a.m. up to 208. We did have a much longer pullback, but once it got back over 3, we pushed, or excuse me, 2, we pushed up to 220. From 220, we dipped down here to 201. And right here, I believe I was long. Let's just double check this. I believe I was long here. And I stopped out too early. Let's just double check. I believe, let's see. Yeah, I was long somewhere in here. So at 10:20, and this was no one's fault but my own. I fell victim to it again. Micromanaging trade. If we have high of day 20 and a low of 01, and at this time I think I'm in, let's just double check on this, 10:20. I think I'm in at 03 or maybe 02. Let's just double check here. So let's see, I was in at 5. Let's just see. DUO. So I was in at 05. Okay, no, I was in at 02 right here. 202.02. I was in at 202. I essentially bottom ticked this green candle right here. And there was a little bit of red printing on the tape, a little bit of noise. And I ended up selling break even to try to get back in if it was going to come below $2. But this is what I call a little too much micromanaging, because whether, let's say it does go down to 98, and 98 is the bottom, 97 is the bottom. There's no problem at all. There's no problem with the stock doing that at all, because it's well within the risk that I could lose for what the reward is. Hey, what is it to risk 4 or 5 cents for this thing to come down a little bit more to get the reward, which is back to high of the day of 20, right? So risking 4 cents to make 20 cents is a great risk to reward ratio, 5-to-1, right? If my math is any good. So stopping out so tightly just didn't make it. It was unnecessary. And guess what? The moment I stopped out, this thing started to curl back up, 204, 205, and I'm like, I sold that position too soon, and that's completely on me. I should have never done that. And so said, so done. This thing then got to 10, then ripped up to 16, then to 20, and made a new high, all slapping me in the face here up to 41. I could have caught at least 15 to 20 cents on this move if I did not sell so soon. So that was completely on me. I completely botched that trade right there, and that was not a good look. Now after that, it did pull back again. We had a low of 27. Because we had such an interesting topping wick here, I was a little skeptical, but our 5-minute chart at the time was strong, so I did trade this pullback here on the way up. We broke over the new high, or let's say the previous high, and we got a new high of days of over 57 here. We pushed up to 81, and we pulled back into those previous levels, and then this thing continued. I was surprised, honestly. I didn't expect to see over like 270, 280, and this thing just kept going. So at some point I did reduce my size because the bids were dropping out a little bit, but all in all it was pretty good, and we were able to get ourselves green, $1,600. We did get back a little on the pullback here, trying to see if this will curl back up, but all part of the deal. But definitely, if we could have done our job on XHG, man, as mentioned, we missed out some trades on DUO as well. So definitely could have done better. Could have seen myself being up about 2,000 on this one, and XHG maybe another 1K, maybe 900, 1,200, somewhere in that range. So definitely things to work on here. I'm going to rewatch the archive tonight before I go to sleep, and I'm going to come correct tomorrow. All right, with that being said, guys, hit that thumbs up. For the students, I will upload the archives right now so you guys can check it out. Stay safe, stay green. Check out those links down below. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.